Good day, students. Welcome to math.serve.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over the answers to problem number 2 of the fundamental review series. This corresponds to question 1 on the 1969 AP Calculus AB multiple choice release questions, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the question. It says, which of the following defines a function f for which f of negative x is equal to negative f of x? So if a function satisfies this equation right here, what is that function called? It is called an odd function. Okay? So what is an odd function? An odd function is a function that's symmetric with respect to the origin. Okay? That's the graphical understanding of um, the oddness of a function. So symmetric with respect um, to the origin. Okay, so the easiest way to answer this question is to have an idea as to what the parent graphs look like, okay? What does your typical quadratic function look like? Your logarithmic function, exponential, sine, and cosine function. Now, when you generate those graphs, it's easy to tell which is odd, even, or neither odd nor even, okay? So symmetric with respect, or symmetry with respect to the origin, means that if you rotate the portion of your graph on the right side of the y-axis, if you rotate it 180 degrees about the origin, you basically overlap or get a perfect intersection with the other side of the graph. Okay? Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at what the graphs of these functions look like and see which of them is odd. So what does the graph of y equals x squared look like? So if we sketch the graph, it's simply going to be a parabola. Okay, so let me draw the coordinate system. So this is your y-axis, your x-axis. Y equals x squared is going to look something like this. It's just a rough sketch. It's just going to be a parabola. Okay. All right. So what kind of symmetry does your parabola have? Is it odd, even, or neither odd nor even? Um, in this graph, we have an even function. An even function is symmetric with respect to the y-axis. Okay, so on the left side of the y-axis, you have a mirror image of the portion of the graph on the on the right side. Okay, so this is even, but what we're looking for is odd, so this is not the answer. How about your logarithmic function? Do you remember what your logarithmic function looks like? It's the inverse of your exponential function, okay? So the logarithmic function has a vertical asymptote on the y-axis, intersects the x-axis once, and goes like that, okay? So this graph is neither odd nor even. It's not symmetric with respect to the origin, nor symmetric with respect to the y-axis. So this is neither odd nor even. How about y f of x equals sine x? Let's go ahead and sketch that. What kind of graph is this? So if I sketch my y-axis and x-axis, and then my sine curve goes something like this. It's just a rough sketch. And then that pattern continues forever, okay? So this function is an odd function. How do I know? It's symmetric with respect to the origin. If I rotate this portion of the graph 180 degrees, I'm going to end up with, it's going to overlap this portion perfectly. Okay? That's what symmetry with respect to the origin means. It's kind of like a rotational symmetry. All right, so this is exactly what we're looking for. This is the answer. That's not the answer. Let's just explore the graphs of these other two just as a refresher. How about your exponential function? What does that look like? The exponential function is the inverse of your logarithmic function. Okay, your vertical asymptote here becomes your horizontal asymptote here. It looks something like this, right? Okay, your exponential function is not symmetric with respect to, so it's neither odd nor even. Okay, all right, now how about option C, f of x equals cosine x? Let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. What does the graph of your cosine function look like? If that's my y-axis, this is my x-axis. The cosine function starts from the maximum, and then let's say this is the maximum, it goes to the center in both directions, to the mean in both directions. So something like this. And then that pattern continues. Okay? Now, what kind of symmetry is being exhibited by a cosine function? This is a symmetry with respect to the y-axis. All right, the left portion of the graph is a mirror reflection or image of the right side of the graph with respect to the y-axis. So what is this? This is an even function. Okay, so don't forget odd. Odd function satisfies the condition f of x equals negative f of x, and it's symmetric with respect to the origin. Okay, and even function is defined by f of negative x equals f of x, and as the symmetry is with respect to the y-axis. Okay, so that's the difference between these two. So for every function, it's either even, odd, or neither. But thanks for watching. You can go ahead and click on the link below for access to the remainder of the review problems.